Hey everybody, welcome back to Lost Transmissions. This is our second podcast installation here. And I got a crew of 4 today. You guys want to go ahead and say hello?
Oh, hello there. I am Venom.
That's Venom.
Hello, I am Courtney.
No way.
What?
No way.
No way. That's my name.
We have,
I am 60, and
yeah, there he is.
I'm eating buttery crackers.
And then
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
me. I'm, what is up, YouTube? Jade from Pernergy here today, guy.
Do you have some engine tubes?
No, I don't have any engine tubes today. Not today. Alright.
I'm gonna
So-
remix up.
Where we left off last week, we were talking about the cool update, what we expected Space Engineers to do, blah, 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 with the optimization thing. And I was wrong. I thought it was going to be a new engine. So I wasn't let down, but I was a little bit let down.
Hey, I mean, it looks like it works a lot better, though.
In certain ways it does. And I built a lot of cool things with the, the new optimizations. But I can't build my big ship still. So that's disappointing.
Everything
You
in
cried a little bit,
moderation.
shed a tear.
So what I
In
did...
time-
What Space Engineers really needs, though, is salsa.
Just a straight...
I disagree.
What? Why? Now you have to explain your ground here. Go
on. Where would we put the salsa?
In our bellies?
Right next to the armor blocks.
But we can't eat things in Space Engineers.
And?
In the cup holder.
Then why are there
obviously.
wolves
Have
if
you
you
not
can't eat
seen
things?
Willy Wonka?
What?
You know how you can just reach into the computer screen, or the TV screen, and
It'll be a
Take
new
it out.
block, man. Salsa generator.
I don't know. I don't know.
Guys, we are only 1 minute and 20 seconds in, and this has already gone so downhill. What are we doing with our lives?
We talk about the optimizations, and next thing you know, we're talking about eating salsa in the video game.
What have we come to?
Well, I believe definitely the new optimizations really helped out with a lot of things. A lot of things aren't exploding anymore, which they used to. They did fix a lot of problems, but as soon as they did update the game, I did notice there was a few issues. One of the I don't know if you guys had this issue or not, but a lot of the mods just ceased to work. So if you try to load in the world, it wouldn't load in the world. You have to alt F4.
Well, that's to be expected. They even did a pre-warning on their social media. They said, "Hey guys, we're changing the
modding
APU, the
API.
way that mods are working now. So the way that they're doing it now is so that in future updates, mods won't break as often as they do now.
Ironic.
They're changing the format."
Anyway, so if you try to load in the mods that don't work, you have to force close your game. And this is at least my experience of it. If you force close your game, as soon as you relaunch your game, all the settings in the entire game are default. All the controls are set to default. All the audio is set to default. All the hints and tooltips are all automatically on. It's set to default. And I went through this about several times. I had to go in and change that every time I couldn't load a mod in. And basically, I'm just figuring out what mods worked and which mods didn't. I eventually found the list of mods that I liked. And they actually did eventually fix this problem. Sort of. I actually ran into it today, but it's a different version. Instead of resetting my default stats, the Steam just totally forgot where I installed Space Engineers. So I went to Steam, and I was like, all right, let's play some Space Engineers. Like, you must download this game to play it. I'm like, what?
What?
So it forgot where I installed the game, so I had to tell it again. I did like the verification. It was like, all right, you're good to go. And then, of course, the settings were default, so I had to fix those. But that happened
Now,
once.
Did the salsa mod work?
I don't know. I haven't,
I mean, that's the important question
I
here.
haven't played it in so long that I don't remember deleting it from my computer, but I had to reinstall it as well. So I don't know if I had the same problem as you.
You have one hard drive. As in, like,
Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
it didn't remember where I installed my game because I have multiple hard drives. Right, that's a lie. I have a hard drive in a solid state. But
Technically multiple hard drives, but
Okay.
but it didn't look in my solid state, which is where it was. You have one just hard drive disk, so it
I'm
only
glad
looks in
you
one
knew
spot.
these things.
Yeah, me too. I'm proud of myself. So I haven't seen a lot about what Venom. You're a pretty big builder in the community. You build so many ships. Everyone loves your ships. You get like front page of the workshop pretty often with some of your releases.
most of the time, yeah.
What have you been doing with this new update?
I've just been testing out rotors. I've been relearning how wheels work since I have not used them since, I don't know, even a year ago?
What do you say,
Yeah, it's
rotors
been
or
that long.
wheels?
So I've been trying to relearn the wheels, and it's not as buggy as I've seen from everyone else. Like, I've seen posts on Reddit and on YouTube of the wheels, like, bouncing around or falling or flying off, right? And
Hmm.
I'm sitting here with my little car that I'm building. I'm like, things are working great. What I noticed with the update, the wheels on your vehicle, I don't know what they did, but the car doesn't flip as easily anymore. Because that's what every car had to have, a feature where it could automatically flip itself back upright.
Hmm.
But with this update, I didn't notice that problem. I've also been testing some other builds. I tested my airtight hangar door, which I made a while ago, and that actually was on front page, so a lot of people should know about this. And it is vanilla, but it uses 8 rotors on it to
See,
open up the
What's
doors.
the name of it? The Corbus?
No,
What's
not the Corvus.
what am I talking about? The
Large
Cirrus?
airtight hangar door.
Oh, large. Okay.
So this is completely vanilla, and it's 3 separate grids, but they all connect together to become an airtight seal. And that's already a lot of stress on the pistons, or not pistons,
Well, that's the one we did
rotors.
the moon with, right?
and the merge block.
We
Yeah.
went to the moon when they released the new multiplayer. I remember that. Hold on, let's see.
We tested our ships there, and that's the thing I made. So I tested that again, and it completely worked normally. Before the update, when the doors would disconnect from the merge block, there would be sort of a judder. The doors would fly open and then slowly come back and settle down and then start working. But with this update, the merge blocks disconnect and there's no like bounce this time. There's no like the grids fighting each other with their hitboxes, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm. So here's a question that I've asked myself, and I think I brought this up to you in a different fashion. So, single rotor doors or dual rotor doors? And why?
I think if you can do it right, dual rotor doors. Single rotor doors are completely fine if you're just trying to like save space or just try to keep things simple, but I don't know. There's not enough conclusive evidence yet to suggest whether dual or single rotors are more stable or not. I guess it depends on how you offset the rotors, because that's another thing. People don't remember to offset the rotors equally, because one rotor will be tugging into its subgrid more than the other rotor, causing more stress on one rotor, and then usually causing it to explode.
Mm-hmm.
Where with my build, I had to make sure that I had to like leave some room for wiggle room for the rotors to move about.
Okay.
That's why I don't think I have noticed any issues with this update, because before even the update, I knew the limits of like pistons and rotors, and I just worked with those limits,
Mm-hmm.
and I made sure I adjusted the settings to make sure that it worked.
Okay. So I usually do dual rotor. I don't remember doing single rotor for any reason, but that's just because I like symmetry and it's pretty much like symmetry. It's like the biggest. I just like symmetry. I don't know. So let's bring back some nostalgia, right? We've all been playing this game for quite some time.
Too long.
Or at least we've had the game for a while since it came out, or pretty close to it. What is the most memorable Space Engineers moment we've all had? You want to start us off, Venom? You're already here, so.
I don't know. Most memorable moment. I think multiplayer was a great moment to actually like see your friend for the first time. And you're like, oh look, it's you, and yeah, that was a good moment.
It's like, hey,
Because this game was
you.
never meant to have multiplayer, so I mean, like, it was really interesting
Really?
when they brought that feature out. It was only meant to be a single-player sandbox game, up in space, asteroids, no planets. That's what the game engine was meant for. But
didn't
when they
know
brought
that.
in all these features, it was like, oh, cool, this is really neat.
What about you, Courtney? What's the most memorable? Ooh.
Well, when you first asked that, I was thinking of the space pirates
Mm.
for us.
With the
I don't
TIE
know,
fighters,
That's
the colored
always
TIE
gonna
fighters.
stick out in my mind when I think of space engineers.
You they're
Um,
stealing your ice or something like that.
Yeah, the space pirates stole the ice, and we had to go get them.
That was an old video. We did that with Rhizome back in the day when
Oh,
he was
yeah.
around. Who else? It was me, Venom, Courtney, Rhizome. Was it just us 4, or was there someone else?
No, because there was a fifth. I don't know who
I think
it was.
Pingu was with us as well.
Was he?
Yeah, he played Space Engineers a bit.
and I didn't understand what inertia dampeners were, so I kept on turning it off and on, thinking that it wasn't doing anything, and I was floating around the planet. I almost made a full circle, but yeah, that was a big.
Did you make a video on it?
What?
Did you make a video on it?
I made a highlight for it on Twitch.
Oh, okay. I think I made a video on it. I'm gonna see if I can look that up in the meantime. 60,
Actually, I just remembered another memorable moment. Remember when we were messing around with my working crane, the black and orange thing?
black and orange.
Kind of like the construction crane?
I don't remember that. No.
No, you put a jet on it and it started to spin
Oh yes,
and spin
yes, yes,
and
yes,
it turned
yes,
into
yes.
a helicopter and it flew
flew
off.
away.
It flew away like it blasted off again like Team Rocket.
Yeah, I remember that. That's
Oh my!
pretty.
I remember that. But that was
Yep.
the same day, wasn't it?
I think that was the same day.
That was earlier on before the Space Pirates.
Yeah,
we
it
just
is.
kind of ended it with that, didn't
I
we?
checked the video. It was only the 4 of us.
Yeah, but that was a good moment.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think I had a highlight on Twitch for that one. I think I still do.
I'll very likely bring back that highlight and post it on YouTube.
That was awesome,
Yes.
dude.
But for now, we should move on then. So,
Hey, no. We gotta talk about
why?
60's
I didn't-
memorable moment.
I didn't even
Say
get to
hurry
go.
up.
He's done
He's
this
gonna say
too.
something about
yeah, he's
salsa.
already said his
No word.
memorable moment was the salsa.
No,
Salsa.
get out of here. You have nothing to do with that spicy salsa, okay? All right. So when I first
Glad I
started playing
wasn't-
the game, I played with a friend of mine named Jinx Swift, and he was teaching me how to play the game. I think they had just added. Well, I'm not totally sure about the timeline of the game, but there was gravity generators at this point, and we had set them in a way like carefully placed so that they would pull really hard in one direction at the end of the ship, and we kind of used that momentum to build like what we originally intended was a gravity gun to launch loose objects at high velocity. And that tore the ship apart pretty quickly. So we then turned that into like a launching bay, and we used that gravity to make ships take off super fast out of the front of a larger ship.
That's pretty cool.
And that's kind of how my introduction to Space Engineers came. And I think it was either that or Rocket Daddy.
Rocket Daddy. Alright, not gonna lie. I streamed it earlier, and I brought out the Rocket Daddy. Like I had like an hour and 30-minute stream or 2 hours. I
I
don't
don't know
remember.
what the Rocket Daddy is.
Of
I'm
course
gonna
you don't
need a
remember what the
picture on
Rocket
that.
Daddy is.
Put the picture up
I don't think I have a picture of the Rocket Daddy.
and get a picture.
I'll find a picture of the Rocket Daddy. But basically, the Rocket Daddy is just this large ship, remote control missile that we would launch up in the air, and we'd have the speed mod, so we get like 500, whatever speed is, kilometers or knots, whatever it is. And then basically you come down on top of a target, and it's just, I don't know, like TV guided missile, and it would
Hold
just
up,
Yeah,
I think I know
punch
what
through
you're talking
everything.
about.
Usually
I
just
showed
punch
you,
straight
yeah.
through the
I was like,
roof of
oh,
a
watch
hospital.
Yeah, we broke. We targeted the hospital. It's pretty gruesome.
Monsters.
Yeah, that's the
So, you
Rocket
know-
Daddy.
You'd have the other person just sitting in the lobby waiting for their turn. And then in comes the Rocket Daddy.
Waiting for their life-saving cancer like treatment.
Oh,
And as
no.
the rocket comes to the ceiling, it just blows the hospital up.
No,
All right, my
we're
most
going way off tangent
my
here.
most nostalgic, most memorable moment of Space Engineers. I would like to say either A, building my first Star Store, which completely failed. I didn't know what I was doing back then, or B, the stealth cruiser. That was like one of my first live streams. That's where I met a lot of people that are hanging around here. That's where I met Pingu. He was there, and he was just like, he just happened to stumble upon the stream, and I opened it up to the public, and we built the stealth cruiser, and then we were just having a battle ship to ship. I think you were there, Venom. I don't remember exactly. It was a
Possibly.
really
I might
ugly
be.
ship. It was two Titan engines in the back. It was fully black. It was. I think you were there because you worked
Maybe.
on the interior.
Oh, I remember
No,
that
we can
ship.
stick
Yeah,
on
the
there.
Really, really blocky ship.
It was pretty
Is
ugly looking.
the bubblegum gun. Actually.
It's not a spaceship. That's a weapon of mass destruction.
We should have called it the Butterface.
Yeah, that's why you strap it. Strap it
Link
to
that
your.
in the bottom of your video, Josh.
I'm not touching that with a stick. All right, anyway, moving on. Venom, you had a topic?
Moving on then. Next topic. So, what do we hope to see in the future?
Optimizations for large chips.
Salsa.
All right, so we got. Go ahead, Courtney.
Oh jeez,
She's just laughing
I
at it.
didn't think this far.
All right, so we got salsa, we got bigger chips,
Yep.
and optimizations. I want to see a little optimizations as well, but I also want to see survival aspects to this,
What? So
like survival
Survival mode.
enhancements for the survival mode.
I haven't played in survival mode yet. I really need
Like-
to.
I can enjoy survival mode if there was just a little more to do. Like, you know how Minecraft has their caves and canyons and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So I've been kind of working on a world where I'm actually digging out some tunnels and I'm actually putting like some ore deposits in.
and then you're gonna go in there. Ooh, look what I found.
Exactly. So like you actually have something to do and explore. You don't know what's down there, and I've
be
kept
really
some
cool.
little
Yeah, for
secrets
you.
down there. So unfortunately, there's no lava yet, which like properly flows. Unfortunately, water
It
mechanics.
could be
by the
lava.
way,
Just have a
that'd be-
pressure plate instead of a warhead. You know.
No, that's TNT, Josh. There's the difference.
Boom.
Except instead of blowing up
Question.
your life, it would blow up the entire world.
Does survival help you understand the game better? What do you think? I still
For
haven't
me,
really
survival,
had a chance
actually,
to,
yeah,
like-
it
I
does.
know
It,
last week we talked about how I wanted to, or I know I said like I want to learn the game more. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
Like
So-
survival, it does teach you like the basic aspects of learning how to manage your power settings, how to make a structurally sound building or a good base that's properly defended. Unfortunately, a lot of people just give up in like the first 2 minutes, so there's no motivation to actually like say, hey, upgrade this and you'll get these defenses or something, better accuracy or something. That would be an actually interesting idea or concept. Tiered weapons, tiered defenses.
I thought there were tiered tools already.
There's tiered tools, yeah, which is already nice. I like that. Where in survival, you can find these random drop pods, which have skins, which I still think they should all be free instantly, but whatever. But inside as well, sometimes they come with advanced tools, which help you grind, dig, or drill things better
Okay.
and faster.
Is there,
So if they
like,
could have done that
degradation
with
on the
other
tools?
things, like maybe thrusters, weapons, that'd be pretty cool. Well, they've done it with the assault rifle, but I mean like large ship weapons like turrets and stuff like that. Catline guns.
What about microtransactions
No.
for
Hold on.
weapons? You can't.
This is the first time we're going to use it, or I'm going to use it, but
microtransactions on ship weapons. It's like, it's all right. You're a cargo ship, but if you want weapons on your cargo ship, pay a little money.
Microtransactions.
target
on
sighted.
skins.
Please pay $3.99 to target again.
There already is microtransaction on skins. You buy them off the market, but they don't really
Oh.
do anything differently. I have the cow skin. I confirmed that from my last podcast. I do have it.
I have a cow skin.
hmm
I have too many cow skins.
So yeah, just putting that out there. I have the cow
Yeah,
skin.
please no microtransactions, please.
Yeah, skins were like there's a lot of bad feedback with the skins when they were released, and I don't know if the optimizations for Rose was a response to that. But let's complain about something again. Maybe we'll get some other optimizations.
This isn't Battlefront 2. This isn't EA.
Servers.
I want to complain. I want to get more. I want more.
I don't want an answer. I just want to be mad.
Exactly.
that
I just
comment.
want to be
Solution.
mad.
It's basically like that.
How often
Everyone
I
in the space engineering community, it's like, guys, there's a problem. I'm angry. Well, here's a solution then. I don't want your solution. I want to be mad.
I don't want your solution. I want to crash a rocket day through the roof of a hospital
I want to crash
Yeah.
a Venator into the planet without it actually breaking the game.
without the
I want a
Venator
nuke
going
mod.
through the planet.
I want an actual nuclear bomb mod, not just a little piddly little warhead. I want to blow up a planet and crash the server.
Yeah.
Actually, I do want to see
Yeah.
that. There is the Star Wars mod where it has the Death Star laser, and I would love to
Does it
see
work
it if
against
it would
planets?
actually evaporate a planet.
Does it work against planets?
No, it does not.
Well, there's your answer.
Well,
to
there's
your
your
own
answer.
question.
It would be interesting if it did, though.
Would
I
it?
agree. I think so.
God, imagine the amount of calculations that would take to render all those parts of a planet.
Just like
Yeah.
Control
crash
X.
the server.
John.
Control X. Drag, click, Control X.
Gone.
Oh no.
Easy victory.
No, but if you wanted a, people are going to want a realistic one, and to do that, the calculations are going to be tremendously
It
overcomplicated.
would be like But you could break the planet into like 4 smaller meteors or something.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't look good.
Split them up. That's a good backstory to like a faction war. The Death Star blew up our planet into 4 different pieces, and now we're all fighting for survival.
On
all
the
was
4
peaceful.
pieces.
Provided
4
they
pieces.
survived.
Until the
Would
3/4
that
piece
even be
attacked.
that can't be possible.
What?
That's impossible.
On like 4 little bits of planet.
So
4 giant
You're not-
wedges.
so-
It wouldn't be little bits. It would
You're
be
not
like
Like
a
denying-
fourth of a
orange,
planet.
and then you just rip those apart.
you're not denying a Death Star, but you're denying 4 pieces of planets being something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh dear.
Anyway, that's our 20-minute mark for today. We're gonna hold that right there and end that conversation.
This just went nowhere.
Yokai has been destroyed.
We are sorry for wasting your time with salsa and Death Stars.
This podcast. Just go ahead and unsubscribe. You don't have to come back. You know,
There's a reason why it's a lost transmission.
Subscribe for
Press
the
that
salsa and
unsubscribe
stay for the
button.
salsa.
there's a reason why these are lost transmissions. They're just thrown out. No one cares about them.
They keep getting found
Because, you
again,
know,
but they just throw
an
it away
alien-
and just like, oh, no wonder.
Alien species in like 2,000 years are just gonna find this tape and, you know, wonder what salsa is.
Do like some significant research and end up
I don't
finding
want to
more
live
of
in
my
a
videos.
future where there's no salsa.
I like salsa.
I know, I do too. I don't want to live in a future where it's gone.
Anyways, stick around.
Don't
Next
touch
week
it.
we'll have another podcast. Hopefully we won't have too much salsa. We'll have some interesting things. If you guys want to hear us talk about anything specifically or focus on anything, put that in the comments below. Again, I thank everybody here and myself. I thank myself mostly here for this wonderful opportunity for us to get together.
Wow.
Wow.
I see Courtney's leaning on her microphone there.
Wow.
Wow.
Anyways, all of our links will be in the descriptions of our videos if you want to chat with us, see some more content, or anything like that. And anyone else want to end this one off? Who wants to end this one? Who wants to
Thanks
say
for
the final
watching.
goodbye?
Please hit that subscribe or unsubscribe and hit that like or unlike
Really?
button. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
It's your
wait.
opinion. You do you, boo. I can't believe I
Thank
just
you
said
for
that.
joining us on the Panerja podcast.
It's not the
Have a
it's
wonderful
lost
evening.
transmissions.
Lost transmissions? F you.
Well, demonetized. Thank you very much.
Do it
Maybe we
again.
could
Do it again,
just bleep it
60.
out.
No, I don't care. Just
You gotta
go.
cut it out.
Lost transmissions. Go.
Thank you for joining us on the Lost Transmission podcast. Have a wonderful evening.